time you have trouble, you come to me. I'll give you all the help you need. You just remember that.
Despite the long-standing success of Gunsmoke and James Arness' reputation as its steady anchor, he harbored a clear desire to exclude one co-star from the show. This actor's performances often disrupted the flow of scenes, sometimes overshadowing the moments that were meant to highlight the harmony of the ensemble. Arness found their acting style inconsistent, which made it difficult for him to work naturally alongside them. Off-screen, disagreements arose over how certain scenes should be played or interpreted, fueling a growing rift that affected the atmosphere on set. Over time, Arness' patience waned as the presence of this co-star seemed to detract from the genuine chemistry that other cast members maintained effortlessly. His insistence on maintaining the show's integrity and his high standards for the production made him push to keep this individual from returning or being replaced. Even within a close-knit environment like Gunsmoke, personal and professional differences sometimes created tension that could not be easily resolved. This desire to remove the co-star reflected Arness' commitment to the quality and consistency of the show, values that he prioritized above all else.
It's true.
While many television shows come and go, Gunsmoke stood out because of its enduring popularity and significance. It became the longest-running Western series in television history, lasting for 20 seasons from 1955 to 1975. During this time, viewers watched Marshal Matt Dillon maintain order and justice in the gritty frontier town of Dodge City, often facing difficult moral choices that reflected the complex nature of life in the Old West. Despite changes in audience tastes and the decline of Westerns in Hollywood, Gunsmoke remained a major force, setting the standard for what a Western TV series could be. It was not just about action. It combined intense drama with deep storytelling, giving viewers characters they cared about over many years. Many people grew up watching Gunsmoke, and it became a cultural touchstone that influenced many future Westerns on television and in movies. Its success showed that a series could go beyond entertainment and become part of everyday life, proving that well-written characters and consistent storytelling could keep viewers engaged across long periods. Even as Hollywood moved on to newer genres, Gunsmoke's legacy persisted because of its quality and the connection it created with its audience. The show's influence can be seen in the way Western stories are told, and in the importance placed on strong character development in long-running dramas. Its place in TV history is secure, not just because of its longevity, but because it helped define an entire genre and prove that a good story can last forever.
Helen's going to be interested.
All right.
Well, go on.
Well, Dan had gone.
When Gunsmoke first aired in 1955, television was a relatively new form of entertainment, still finding its footing and audience. Despite its youth as a medium, Gunsmoke quickly became a household favorite, capturing the attention of viewers across the country. Unlike many other Western shows at the time, which often showed life on the frontier as glamorous or romanticized, Gunsmoke focused on a more authentic and sometimes harsh portrayal of life in the Old West. It emphasized realism, showing not just the action but also the struggles and moral questions faced by the characters. These stories were often more complex and layered, with characters who had depth and motivations that went beyond simple good versus evil. The show drew viewers in with interesting plots and characters who felt real, making it more than just a series about shootouts and saloon fights. Families tuned in each week to watch Marshal Matt Dillon do his best to keep peace, dealing with outlaws, bandits, and sometimes difficult moral choices. This emotional strength, along with exciting action scenes, set Gunsmoke apart from other Westerns and made it one of the most influential programs of its time. Over the years, many famous guest stars appeared on the show, adding to its prestige and popularity. It built a legacy that went beyond just a television series, becoming a key part of American entertainment history. Its impact can still be felt today, as it helped define what a Western drama could be: more serious, more realistic, and more relatable.
We get into Dodge. I might set up the drinks for you and the boys, that is, if you're a mind.
Before it became the iconic television series that defined an era, Gunsmoke was a popular radio drama that started in 1952. The radio version featured William Conrad as the voice of Matt Dillon, offering listeners a grittier and more hard-edged look at frontier justice. The stories on radio relied heavily on sound and dialogue, creating vivid images in the minds of listeners and capturing the rugged, rough tone of the Old West. When CBS decided to bring Gunsmoke to television in 1955, they faced the challenge of adapting a sound-focused story into a visual format while trying to keep the same compelling storytelling that made the radio show a hit. To do this, James Arness was chosen to portray Matt Dillon on screen, bringing a commanding presence and a strong sense of authority to the role. The early television version of Gunsmoke started as a 30-minute black-and-white program, typical of the time, and aimed to preserve the tough, gritty feel of the radio series. As viewers responded positively, and the show gained popularity, it expanded to a full hour, giving writers more time to develop characters and storylines. In 1966, Gunsmoke embraced color television to improve its visual appeal, allowing viewers to see more of the rugged landscapes and detailed costumes that depicted the Old West. Through these changes, the show demonstrated its ability to adapt to new formats and technologies, while still holding on to the core themes of justice, morality, and life on the frontier. Gunsmoke's successful transition from radio to television helped it maintain relevance for over 20 years, and became a defining example of how radio dramas can evolve into enduring TV classics.
It's been such a long time. I was kind of glad to see.
Initially, Doc Adams was a mysterious figure in Gunsmoke, known only by his nickname and serving as the town's trusted doctor. For the first few episodes, viewers saw him as the quiet healer who kept the peace and helped townspeople with their health issues. His character was not given a full name, which added an air of intrigue around him. However, as the series progressed, it became clear that he was more than just a medical professional. He was a wise and steady presence in Dodge City, often offering advice and support to Marshal Matt Dillon and others. Milburn Stone, who played Doc, decided to give him a full name, selecting Galen after an ancient Greek physician renowned for his medical knowledge. This choice reflected the respect and seriousness that the character brought to the show. For 16 seasons, Stone brought Doc to life with a mix of expertise and humor, making him one of the most beloved characters in television history. His calm demeanor and genuine care helped add realism to Gunsmoke, showing that even in a rough frontier town, compassion and healing were vital. Fans appreciated how Doc's wisdom often provided comfort in tense or dangerous situations, and his dry wit brought laughter to many episodes. Over the years, Doc Adams became more than a doctor. He was a symbol of kindness and humanity in the Wild West. His role underscored the importance of caring for others, proving that sometimes the strongest medicine was simply being there for people in need. His character left a lasting impression, making Gunsmoke a groundbreaking series that balanced action with heartfelt moments. Through Milburn Stone's performance, Doc Adams became unforgettable, embodying the spirit of someone who listened, understood, and cared deeply about his community. His contribution to the show helped ground its stories in genuine human emotion, showing that even in a world of violence and lawlessness, goodness and compassion could still prevail.
500 head. That's about everything Anna Wheat owns.
Maybe she's selling it?
Before becoming one of the longest-running television westerns, Gunsmoke had its roots in radio, where it first captivated audiences across America. The radio drama aired from 1952 to 1961, offering compelling stories set in the Old West that revealed the struggles and moral choices of frontier life. The show was known for its darker and more intense storytelling compared to the later TV adaptation. William Conrad's voice as Marshal Matt Dillon was deep, commanding, and memorable, giving the radio show a strong presence and authenticity. Unlike the more polished and sometimes lighter TV version, the radio series often tackled complex issues like lawlessness, morality, and survival with a rawness that made it stand out. These stories sometimes portrayed the harsh realities faced by people living in frontier towns, emphasizing themes of justice and morality in a gritty way that was groundbreaking at the time. When CBS decided to bring Gunsmoke to television in 1955, they chose James Arness to play Matt Dillon, a choice that helped define the visual and cultural identity of the series. Even after the TV show started airing and gained rapid popularity, the radio program continued for another 6 years, giving longtime fans a way to keep experiencing the stories that had first made them fall in love with Gunsmoke. The simultaneous run of the radio and TV shows helped establish Gunsmoke as a legendary Western, influencing many future stories and solidifying its place in entertainment history.
Mortal fear for his life. That's why I agreed to do it. He showed me a paper that
He'd gone down to Hayes.
Before James Arness became widely recognized as the face of Gunsmoke, Hollywood legend John Wayne was actually approached to take on the role of Marshal Matt Dillon. At that time, Wayne was at the peak of his career, having already established himself as an iconic Western star through numerous successful films. CBS believed that casting Wayne would instantly bring credibility and popularity to the television series, knowing his star power could attract viewers and lend the show a sense of authenticity. However, the demanding schedule of a weekly TV show conflicted with Wayne's commitments to his film projects, and he ultimately declined the offer. Despite passing on the role himself, Wayne played an important part in the show's success by personally endorsing another actor for the part. Recognizing the potential in James Arness, Wayne not only recommended him but also took the unusual step of appearing in a special on-camera message to introduce the pilot episode. His endorsement added immediate prestige to Gunsmoke, helping convince skeptical viewers and industry insiders that the series was a worthwhile investment of their time. Arness, with his strong presence and composed acting style, quickly proved to be an excellent choice, and his performance earned him the role of Dillon that would last for 20 seasons. Over time, Gunsmoke became a beloved classic, and even John Wayne, from his place in Hollywood history, admired the show's enduring legacy and Arness' portrayal of the legendary Marshal.
Don't you forget what I said, Mr. Syberts.
Henry?
Long before he became a household name as the star of Gunsmoke, James Arness served his country in a very significant way. During World War II, he joined the U.S. Army and was part of the Allied forces during the invasion of Anzio in Italy in 1944. As a young soldier, he was assigned the role of a rifleman, bravely facing the dangers of combat. During a fierce battle, Arness was severely wounded by shrapnel, which caused serious injuries. The wounds he suffered resulted in the partial loss of his foot, a life-changing event that would mark him forever. He was hospitalized for over a year as doctors performed multiple surgeries, and he went through extensive rehabilitation to recover. His bravery and sacrifice did not go unnoticed. He was awarded several honors for his service, including the Bronze Star, which recognized his meritorious actions in a combat zone, and the Purple Heart, given for the injuries he sustained in battle. These experiences left him with a permanent limp, but they also contributed to his disciplined and stoic personality. The traits he developed during his military service helped him portray the tough, honest character of Matt Dillon on Gunsmoke. His war background also made him appreciate and respect other veterans deeply. Throughout his life, Arness supported many military charities and programs, never forgetting the sacrifices made by those who served. His time in the military was a pivotal part of who he was, and influenced both his acting career and his advocacy for veterans.
I even quit writing to her about a year ago.
Because James Arness served in the Army during World War II, he sustained injuries that left a lasting mark on his body, affecting both his personal life and his work as an actor. The wounds he received resulted in ongoing pain and limited his ability to move easily, which posed a challenge given the physically demanding nature of his role as Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke. To help him perform well despite these difficulties, the show's producers carefully planned the filming schedule. They arranged for scenes that involved a lot of movement or action to be shot early in the day when Arness had the most energy. Scenes that only required close-up shots or did not involve much physical activity were filmed later, allowing him to conserve strength. The way Arness walked on the show, often thought to be a natural cowboy swagger, was in fact influenced by his injury, which affected his gait. Even with these obstacles, Arness refused to let his injuries keep him from doing his best. He worked through the pain and fatigue, rarely missing a performance or compromising the quality of his acting. This resilience not only earned him admiration among colleagues, but also made his portrayal of Matt Dillon more believable, as if the character had truly endured hardships and hard life experiences. His determination helped to create a character that viewers saw as tough, experienced, and true to the realities of life in the frontier West.
Mr. Teeters?
No, but he could have killed you.
Well, that would have been murder the way the law reads. Gunmen like that...
From the moment James Arness stepped into the role of Matt Dillon in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, he became a symbol of strength and resilience, embodying the rugged spirit of the frontier. However, behind the scenes, his journey was marked by personal struggles that added layers to his perseverance. Arness's war injuries, sustained during his service in World War II, were only part of the physical toll he bore. As years passed, he developed severe arthritis that affected his joints and muscles, making movements more painful and difficult with each passing season. The demands of filming a Western series, which required long shooting hours and frequent physical stunts such as riding horses, chasing outlaws, and engaging in action scenes, further intensified his discomfort. Despite these hardships, Arness' determination never waned. The production team understood his limitations and adjusted their approach by scheduling his scenes thoughtfully, giving him ample time to rest and recover. Many of the more challenging stunts that involved steering a horse or executing physical action were performed by a stunt double. Yet Arness's insistence on doing as much of his own stunts as possible showcased his dedication and warrior spirit. His effort to push through pain to deliver authentic performances earned him deep admiration from fans, who saw in Matt Dillon a steadfast lawman just like Arness himself, a man who refused to accept defeat, no matter how brutal the challenges. His battle with arthritis underscored the strength of his character and added to the legend of Gunsmoke as a show about resilience, justice, and unbreakable resolve.
You too much of a lady to do any work, Kitty? Maybe you never did any work.
When Gunsmoke transitioned from radio to television in 1955, a significant change involved the casting of the character Marshal Matt Dillon. William Conrad had voiced Dillon in the original radio series, and his performance was highly regarded. His voice was deep, commanding, and carried a sense of authority that matched the tough, gritty tone of the radio show. Conrad's delivery made the character seem hardened and no-nonsense, fitting the darker atmosphere that the radio series was known for. Yet, when the move to television was made, CBS executives felt that Conrad's physical appearance did not match their image of a rugged Western lawman. Conrad was slightly under 6 feet tall and had a stockier build, which the executives thought did not project the towering, impressive figure they wanted to see on screen. To fill this visual gap, they cast James Arness, who was much taller at 6 feet 7 inches. Arness had a strong, chiseled look and a quiet strength that fit the archetype of a Western hero perfectly. His presence on screen was imposing and solid, giving the character a certain visual authority that complemented the radio version's vocal strength. Although some fans of the radio series initially found it difficult to adjust to the different portrayal, Arness' performance quickly proved to be ideal. His calm, authoritative demeanor and physical stature made Matt Dillon a memorable character on television, one that helped shape the iconic image of the American Western hero. This casting choice became a defining element of Gunsmoke's success and lasting legacy.
There.
I made my own laws once, Marshal. And I can do it again.
As Gunsmoke approached the final chapter of its long and storied 20-season run, it continued to attract talented actors who later achieved fame. Among these was Gary Busey, who made a notable appearance in the final season. Playing the character Harv Daly in the episode titled The Busters, Busey's role was significant because it was part of the show's concluding episodes, which reflected the series' enduring capacity to showcase compelling guest stars. His performance marked the last on-screen death in Gunsmoke, a poignant moment that underscored the harsh realities of life on the frontier, a central theme of the show. The death of Daly was a somber event, symbolizing not just a character's fate, but also the series' farewell to its gritty portrayal of Western life. For Busey, this appearance was much more than just a guest role. It served as an important step early in his acting career. Before long, he would become widely known for his role in the Buddy Holly story, released in 1978, which earned him an Academy Award nomination and boosted his profile in Hollywood. His involvement in Gunsmoke highlights the show's ongoing influence, demonstrating how it acted as a springboard for future stars. The series not only helped shape the Western genre on television, but also offered a platform for actors like Busey, who would later leave a significant mark in the entertainment industry. Gunsmoke's enduring legacy lies in its ability to blend tough storytelling with the showcasing of emerging talent, a tradition that continued right up to its final episodes.
No more.
What's that?
Somebody's coming.
As the years rolled on, the character of Miss Kitty in Gunsmoke saw a notable shift that reflected broader changes in television and societal attitudes. Originally, on the radio show from 1952, Miss Kitty was portrayed not just as a saloon owner, but with a backstory, implying she was a madam overseeing a group of women who worked in her establishment. This portrayal was quite common in westerns of that era, where saloons often doubled as brothels, and such details added a layer of gritty realism to the frontier life depicted. When the show moved to television in 1955, the producers faced strict censorship rules set by CBS, aimed at making the show acceptable for family audiences. As a result, Miss Kitty's character was redefined, her past as a madam was concealed, and her role was officially established solely as a saloon owner. This change was intended to soften her character's image, making her more suitable for general viewers, while still portraying her as a strong, independent woman. Amanda Blake's portrayal helped ensure that despite these adjustments, Miss Kitty remained a key figure of resilience, charisma, and sophistication. Blake brought warmth and depth to her performance, giving the character a nuanced personality that resonated with viewers, and helped secure her place as a beloved figure across nearly 20 years of television history. Her influence persisted, and the character's evolution mirrored the shifting landscape of television morality and societal expectations during that time.
This friend of his say that a woman did it.
Oh. You mean me, huh?
When Gunsmoke first aired on television in 1955, it made a strong impression with its memorable opening sequence. The scene showed Marshal Matt Dillon standing on the dusty streets of Dodge City, ready to face a gunslinger. In a tense moment, he pulled his gun and challenged the unidentified man, which led to a quick and decisive victory. This opening was simple but effective, capturing the essence of the show, a story of justice in a rough frontier town where law and order had to be maintained. It established the tone that viewers expected from the series, emphasizing action, bravery, and the danger that came with living on the frontier. As time went on, and television grew more popular in the 1970s, concerns about violence on TV increased. Many groups and parents worried about children watching gunfights and violent scenes during family hours. These worries led to changes in how shows were made, including Gunsmoke. The opening sequence was reworked to focus less on gun duels and more on the daily life and environment of Dodge City. Instead of a dramatic show of gunfire, the new opening showed scenes of the town and its people, highlighting the community and the way people worked and lived together. This change reflected what audiences and society were starting to believe about media and violence, while still holding on to the core ideas of frontier life and morality that made Gunsmoke special. The shift signified how television Western stories adapted to new social expectations, balancing entertainment with responsible messaging. Despite his serious and stoic portrayal of Marshal Matt Dillon on the long-running 1955 TV series Gunsmoke, James Arness was known to have a playful side that showed itself behind the scenes. While the show focused on dramatic stories set in the Old West, Arness often lightened the mood on set with jokes and pranks that kept the atmosphere lively and fun. He enjoyed making his fellow actors laugh and would sometimes pull tricks on them, creating moments of levity amid the long hours of filming. One memorable incident involved an alternate take of the show's famous opening gunfight scene. In this version, instead of emerging victorious, Arness' character was shown losing the duel dramatically. He portrayed his defeat with exaggerated flair, clutching his chest, and then collapsing as if hit by a fatal shot, all in a humorously over-the-top death scene. This take was never meant to be broadcast, but it quickly became an inside joke that the cast and crew shared, showcasing Arness' sense of humor. His good-natured personality and willingness to have fun helped foster a positive environment on set, where everyone looked forward to working with him. His ability to perform intensely when needed, yet also enjoy lighter moments, made Arness a beloved figure both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. His pranks and jokes provided much-needed relief during long days of shooting, and this balance between seriousness and fun contributed to the camaraderie that kept the cast and crew motivated. James Arness' humor was a key part of his character, not just the one he played as Marshal Dillon, but also the one he shared with everyone around him, making the production of Gunsmoke a memorable experience for all involved.
I go back to tribe when I make big coup. If I come back with scalp and horses, I become warrior.
In 1967, Gunsmoke had already become a well-loved and long-running show, but at that time, there was real concern that it might be coming to an end. CBS was thinking about canceling the series because the ratings were going down, and they believed the show had already played out its time. The network officials felt that viewers were not as interested anymore, and they considered shifting their focus to new programs. However, news of this potential cancellation spread quickly among fans of Gunsmoke. Passionate viewers started writing letters in large numbers to CBS, expressing their desire for the series to continue. They believed the show still had value, and they did not want to see it end. What turned the situation around was an unexpected person, a man named William S. Paley, who was the chairman of CBS at that time. Unlike others at the network, Paley was a fan of Gunsmoke and believed it deserved to stay on the air. With his influence and support, CBS changed its mind and decided to keep Gunsmoke alive. To make room for Gunsmoke's new role on primetime, CBS also had to cancel another show. They chose to cancel Gilligan's Island, which was a popular sitcom, to give Gunsmoke a prominent Monday night slot. This move was very successful because Gunsmoke's ratings improved significantly after the switch. Being on Monday nights helped it reach many more viewers, and kept the show on TV longer than anyone originally thought possible. Thanks to Paley's support and the fans' dedication, Gunsmoke was able to continue running for another 8 years. It became one of the most enduring and successful TV series, remembered for its strong storytelling and memorable characters. Its near cancellation in 1967 served as a pivotal moment that demonstrated how much viewers loved the show, and how leadership changes and public support could save a beloved series from ending.
I don't know, Kitty. They're all over the place.
What's going on?
Since its debut in 1955, Gunsmoke has become a symbol of American television history because of its record-breaking longevity. With a total of 635 episodes across 20 seasons, it held the title of the longest-running scripted television series for many decades. Throughout its run, the series demonstrated an impressive ability to keep viewers interested by providing compelling stories centered around the rough but fair town of Dodge City, Kansas. The characters in Gunsmoke grew and evolved, making the show more than just a collection of Western stories. It became a rich portrayal of life, justice, and morality in the Old West. Its success was also due to its skillful adaptation to the changing times, reflecting societal shifts while maintaining its core themes. This balance helped it stay relevant and popular for so long, inspiring many other television dramas to follow the path of long-form storytelling. Gunsmoke's influence extended beyond just entertainment. It shaped the Western genre on TV and raised the bar for storytelling quality. Though its record was eventually broken in 2018 by The Simpsons, an animated series with over 700 episodes, Gunsmoke still holds the record as the longest-running live-action American TV drama. Its legacy remains as a testament to how strong characters, good stories, and the ability to grow with the audience can keep a show alive for generations. The show's success proved that viewers appreciated well-crafted narratives, and its place in television history is firmly secured. Its influence helps set a standard that continues to inspire producers and writers today, showing that longevity in television can be achieved through quality and connection.
I don't know why exactly. But if you go through with this, don't ever come near me again. I mean...
Although Gunsmoke often showed a bold and sometimes flirty relationship between Marshal Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty, the real-life relationship between James Arness and Amanda Blake was quite different. On the set, their interactions were not always smooth. James Arness, who played Matt Dillon, was known for being quiet and serious about his work. Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty, was lively and outgoing, which sometimes led to tension between them. Unlike many other actors who became good friends over the years, Arness and Blake had personal and professional differences that made their work together difficult. Lieutenant Arness reportedly found Blake's personality and behavior challenging at times. Despite these issues, they kept acting professionally during filming. However, privately, Arness often expressed his frustrations and even wished that Blake would leave the show. Amanda Blake served as Miss Kitty for 19 seasons, becoming a beloved part of the series. Eventually, she chose to leave the show before its last season to pursue other opportunities. Her departure was important to fans and marked a significant moment in the show's history. Her absence was felt deeply by viewers, and it signified the approaching end of the series, which was one of the most popular and long-lasting Western shows ever made.
Yeah. And Brent was lying to me.
Since 1955, Gunsmoke had been a staple of American television, captivating audiences with its portrayal of life in the Old West through the character of Marshal Matt Dillon. Over the years, it became one of the most popular and enduring series, known for its realistic storytelling, strong characters, and the way it depicted daily life and moral dilemmas in Dodge City. The show was celebrated for its ability to balance drama and humor, and its influence helped shape the Western genre on TV. By 1975, Gunsmoke had been on the air for 20 seasons, making it one of the longest-running scripted primetime shows at that time. However, after such a long run, the series ended unexpectedly when CBS decided to cancel it. Unlike many of today's shows that plan their final episodes carefully to give fans closure, Gunsmoke's ending was abrupt and unplanned. CBS's decision was driven by changing programming priorities, aiming to introduce new shows that fit the television landscape of the mid-1970s. The announcement shocked everyone, including the cast and crew, who had no chance to prepare a proper farewell or final episode. As a result, the show ended without a proper conclusion, leaving viewers and fans feeling disappointed because they didn't get to see Matt Dillon or other key characters wrap up their stories. Many considered this an unfair ending, especially for a series that had helped define the Western genre and become a television legend. Despite the sudden end, Gunsmoke remained a beloved show, and reruns helped preserve its legacy, allowing new generations to discover its stories and characters long after its final broadcast. The series stood as a testament to the enduring appeal of Western stories on television and the cultural importance it held over its 2 decades on the air.
He's back, but he's busy right now, though.
What'd you tell him about Joe Digger?
Yeah, I told him about the lynching.
From the moment Milburn Stone stepped into the role of Doc Adams on Gunsmoke, he brought a level of authenticity that made his character stand out among television doctors. His portrayal was consistent and deeply felt, transforming Doc Adams into one of the most beloved figures on the show. Stone's dedication was evident in how he appeared in nearly every episode throughout the show's remarkable 20-year run, demonstrating his commitment to the series and his character. The only time he missed episodes was when he suffered a heart attack, which forced him to sit out 6 episodes during his recovery. Yet, even during this difficult time, Stone returned to the show as soon as he was able, showing a near unparalleled devotion to Gunsmoke and the role of Doc Adams. His portrayal set a high standard for medical characters on television, influencing future portrayals of doctors on many other series. After Gunsmoke ended, Stone chose to retire from acting, but remained a cherished actor among fans who appreciated his essential contribution to one of the most legendary Western TV series ever. His performance not only made Doc Adams memorable, but also helped shape the way TV doctors are seen today. Fans still remember his dedication and the authenticity he brought to the role, forever linking him to the enduring success of Gunsmoke.
What do you think, Doc? Is he gonna make it?
It's just a bad one here.
After years of playing tough and imposing characters in Hollywood horror films, Glenn Strange found a different kind of recognition in 1955 when he joined the cast of Gunsmoke. He became well loved by fans as Sam Noonan, the gentle and friendly bartender of the Long Branch Saloon. This role was a big change from the scary monsters he played in movies, but it showed his ability to bring warmth and kindness to screen. Strange's height and strong frame gave him a commanding presence, which suited the role of Sam perfectly. Throughout the 1950s and into the early 1970s, fans watched him serve drinks, listen to townspeople, and share quiet moments with the show's main characters. His work on Gunsmoke helped to shape the show's feeling of community and authenticity, making Sam Noonan a familiar and beloved figure in Dodge City. Tragically, Strange's time on the series ended in 1973 when he died. His final episode was aired after his death, giving fans a chance to say goodbye to the character and the actor. The show paid tribute to Strange by dedicating an episode to him, and they decided to retire the role of Sam Noonan out of respect. Even after his passing, Glenn Strange's contributions to Gunsmoke, as well as his earlier horror film performances, have kept a special place in Hollywood history. His legacy lives on through the memorable characters he brought to life on screen.
I was the only one there, so I just naturally figured it was mine, that's all.
You mean he didn't leave any will?
Before Amanda Blake became the face everyone remembers as Miss Kitty Russell on the classic television series Gunsmoke, the role was originally offered to another actress named Polly Bond. Bond was well known at the time, having built a notable career in the entertainment world, and getting the part in Gunsmoke might have marked a major milestone for her, potentially elevating her fame even further. Despite the opportunity and the potential career boost, Polly Bond chose to decline the role, passing up what could have been a defining moment in her acting life. Her decision left the role open, and the producers looked elsewhere for someone to bring Miss Kitty to life. That's when Amanda Blake stepped in and her portrayal forever changed the character and the show. Blake infused Miss Kitty with warmth, strength, and a touch of independence that was rare for female characters in westerns at that time. She created a character that was not just a romantic interest, but a strong, respectable woman who ran a saloon in a rough frontier town. Her on-screen chemistry with James Arness, who played Marshal Matt Dillon, drew audiences and made their interactions some of the most memorable in television history. Blake's presence gave Miss Kitty a commanding aura and personality that fans loved and appreciated. If Polly Bond had taken the role, Gunsmoke could have looked very different, and perhaps lacked the depth Blake brought to the part. Instead, Amanda Blake's portrayal made Miss Kitty an enduring icon, a symbol of resilience and grace amid rugged Western life. Her performance contributed significantly to the show's success, and helped shape the portrayal of women in television westerns for years to come. The choice that Bond made to turn down the role opened a gateway for Blake to shine, and her version of Miss Kitty Russell remains a beloved character, etched into television history.
The eyes which can see them.
Well, I think I better wait for him to happen. I'll rest.
Despite running for over 20 years, Gunsmoke's ending caught everyone off guard. The show was a major part of American culture, and it was known for its strong stories and characters. But in 1975, CBS decided to cancel the series without giving the cast or crew a warning. They did not plan a farewell or a special ending. Instead, the actors, including James Arness, found out the show was finished through news reports in the media, not from the network. This sudden cancellation left many feeling hurt and disrespected because they believed they had earned some recognition for their hard work. They had no idea the last episode they filmed would be the final one, and the cancellation came as a shock. The people who made the show had invested many years into it, and they thought there might be some acknowledgement or tribute, but there was nothing. Gunsmoke simply ended, leaving its fans without a proper conclusion. However, even without a formal goodbye, the show's impact remained strong. Reruns of Gunsmoke kept its stories alive and introduced new viewers to the rugged, Western world it portrayed. The show's legacy endured, reminding everyone of its place in television history and its role in shaping the Western genre on TV. Its tradition of tough moral choices and memorable characters continued to inspire and entertain long after it went off the air.
Anyway.
You tell her we said hello. I'll certainly do that.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Finding the right actor to portray Marshal Matt Dillon in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke was a challenging task for the producers. They auditioned many talented actors, hoping to find someone who could embody the tough, no-nonsense lawman. Among those who tried out were Denver Pyle and Raymond Burr. Denver Pyle was known later for his role on The Dukes of Hazzard, and had a rugged cowboy look that suited the Western setting. However, he didn't have the commanding presence that CBS wanted for Matt Dillon. Raymond Burr, famous later as Perry Mason, was a talented actor with a strong stage presence and good acting skills. Still, his build was not quite right for the Western hero image CBS envisioned. After a long search, the producers received a recommendation from none other than John Wayne, a legendary Western star. Wayne believed that James Arness had the perfect combination of toughness, quiet confidence, and authentic Western look. Arness' tall stature and calm demeanor made him a great fit for the role. He was cast as Matt Dillon and went on to play the character for more than 20 seasons. During that time, Arness proved that no other actor could better bring the character to life, making him a true icon of Western television.
What is this? I just told Troy Carver I didn't want him in town anymore, Lee. He's down at Moss Grimmick's stable.
After its peak from 1957 to 1961, when Gunsmoke was truly at the height of its popularity and held the top spot on television charts, the show started to experience a decline in ratings as viewers' tastes changed. During those years, Gunsmoke was loved for its strong storytelling, memorable characters, and action-filled episodes. It became a favorite among millions who tuned in weekly to see the adventures of Marshal Matt Dillon and his team in Dodge City. However, in 1961, the show's producers decided to change the format from a 30-minute episode to a full hour. While this allowed them to develop stories more deeply and explore characters more thoroughly, it also changed the show's rhythm and pacing, which many fans found different from what they had grown used to. The longer episodes demanded more time from viewers, and some felt it slowed down the action or made the stories more complex than before. As newer television shows emerged, often with fresh ideas and production styles, Gunsmoke faced increasing competition. The shift to a longer format, while beneficial in some ways, seemed to contribute to a gradual decline in its ratings. Despite this, Gunsmoke never disappeared quickly. It continued to air for many years after the ratings started to fall, lasting for another 14 seasons. Even though it was no longer at the top, the show's resilience showed how deeply fans appreciated it, and how its legacy endured over time. The show proved that a good story and loyal audience could keep it alive, even as the television landscape continued to change.
I don't have no trouble making heads or tails of them.
I see. Well, what if there's a fire?
Though Gunsmoke ended its legendary television run in 1975, the story of Marshal Matt Dillon was far from finished. Between 1987 and 1994, CBS brought the series back in a new form with 5 made-for-TV movies that let fans see Matt Dillon once again. These films were titled Gunsmoke: Return to Dodge, Gunsmoke: The Last Apache, Gunsmoke: To the Last Man, Gunsmoke: The Long Ride, and Gunsmoke: One Man's Justice. Each movie continued the adventures of Dillon, showing how he faced new dangers and challenges in a world that was changing rapidly. The movies gave fans a sense of closure that the original show's sudden end had denied them. James Arness, who had played Dillon from the beginning, returned for these films, and even though he was older, he still seemed to carry the strength, courage, and honesty that made Dillon such a memorable character. His portrayal added depth to the role, making it feel real and sincere as he navigated a Western landscape that was fading into history. The success of these films showed how strong the legacy of Gunsmoke was, and how deep the connection still was between the audience and Dodge City's legendary marshal. Fans appreciated the chance to see Dillon again, as it reminded them of the enduring appeal of the stories of justice, morality, and the Old West. These movies added a new chapter to a classic series, and proved that the spirit of Gunsmoke could live on long after the original show ended.
I was only joking.
Where you been?
You know I was, Nan. Come with me. We'll go.
Few television series have left as deep a mark on American culture as Gunsmoke. Starting in 1955, this show not only helped define the Western genre on television, but also infused American life with memorable language and ideas. One of its most famous contributions is the phrase, "Get the hell out of Dodge." This expression originated from the show's setting in Dodge City, Kansas, and quickly became a way to tell someone to leave quickly or escape danger. Over time, it became a widely used saying in everyday conversation and pop culture, symbolizing the idea of leaving a bad situation behind. Gunsmoke's influence went beyond just catchy lines. It set a high standard for storytelling on TV, creating a model for many later shows that used a procedural format with ongoing characters and plots. The series also inspired many actors and writers, proving that stories centered around strong characters could hold viewers' interest for many years. Its themes, characters, and style helped promote the appeal of Westerns, and even today, references to Gunsmoke appear in movies, other TV shows, and books. This demonstrates how deeply it has shaped the way Americans view Western stories and television storytelling as a whole. The show's lasting influence shows that it remains an important part of entertainment history, still resonating with audiences long after it first aired.
I'll figure that's why he kept me here in jail. I'm not so dumb.
You're not, huh?
Smart enough to know that you need me as much as...
Despite being the central figure of Gunsmoke for 20 seasons, Matt Dillon's personal life remained remarkably reserved, and he rarely showed any interest in romantic involvement. Unlike many other TV characters of that time, Matt did not have a steady romantic partner or develop ongoing relationships on screen. His interactions with women were often brief or limited to professional encounters, emphasizing his role as a dedicated lawman rather than a man seeking love. Throughout the show's 635 episodes, he shared only one on-screen kiss, which occurred in the 19th season episode called Matt's Love Story. That moment was a rare glimpse into Dillon's inner feelings, showing a side of him that was usually hidden behind a tough, no-nonsense exterior. The producers intentionally kept his romantic life restrained to reinforce the idea that Dillon's focus was always on his duties and his responsibility to maintain order in Dodge City. Their decision also aimed to portray him as a man completely devoted to his role as a sheriff, with little room for personal distractions. His relationship with Miss Kitty Russell, a character with whom he shared an unspoken chemistry and implied affection, was never fully fleshed out or developed into a romantic storyline. This choice sometimes disappointed fans who hoped for a more visible romance between the two. Overall, Dillon's limited romantic life helped define his character as a stoic protector and a man whose commitment to the law and his sense of duty overshadowed personal pursuits. This aspect of his character distinguished him from other Western heroes, emphasizing unwavering dedication to his role in Dodge City.
Well, Major, what's on your mind?
I had to come to Dodge on other business, but I thought I'd pass the word to you, Willa.
From the beginning, Dennis Weaver's portrayal of Chester Good in Gunsmoke made him a memorable figure in television history. To create a character that stood out from the typical cowboy sidekick, Weaver decided to give Chester a physical trait that would set him apart. He chose to give Chester a pronounced limp, which was not part of the character's original design, but became a defining feature. The limp added a sense of realism to the character and helped make Chester more believable as a loyal deputy working alongside Marshal Dillon. This physical impairment made Chester more than just a secondary character. It gave him depth and vulnerability, making him more relatable and memorable for viewers. Weaver's decision to incorporate the limp was a creative choice that helped Chester stand out in a crowded field of Western characters, and it contributed to the character's popularity. However, maintaining the limp across hundreds of episodes proved physically demanding for Weaver. Repeated takes, with him constantly needing to walk and act with the impairment, caused considerable strain on his body. Over time, Weaver came to regret this choice because of the toll it took on his health. Despite his regrets, Chester remained a beloved character, and Weaver's performance made him one of the most recognizable deputies on television. His work on Gunsmoke opened doors for him, leading to further success in roles such as McCloud and other TV projects. The character's design, especially the limp, played an integral role in Weaver's portrayal and left a lasting impression on audiences.
You got me outsmarted, don't you?
Give up, Puckett. You're licked. Besides, I don't think you really want to shoot me anyway.
Before Ken Curtis became a fan favorite as the scruffy, quick-witted Festus Hagen, he had already appeared on Gunsmoke multiple times, playing very different roles each time. Unlike Festus, who was known for his rough voice and laid-back attitude, Curtis's earlier characters were more refined and sometimes even antagonistic. He often played the part of a gentleman or a man with a more serious or stern demeanor. His ability to change from one type of role to another proved how versatile he was as an actor. When the show needed a new deputy after Dennis Weaver left, Curtis was able to step into the role of Festus Hagen effortlessly. Even though Festus was humorous and sometimes looked like he was bumbling, Curtis was talented beyond this character. Before acting, he was a successful singer. He was the lead singer of the Sons of the Pioneers, a famous Western music group known all over the world. His skills in music, film, and television showed how adaptable he was, making him a special part of Gunsmoke. His talent helped make Festus one of the most loved characters in the show's history.
Well, I don't want him scraping the sky neither.
Well, try it, Cora. If it don't work, I'll...
Before they boldly went where no man had gone before, several Star Trek actors made their way through Dodge City. Many future sci-fi stars cut their teeth in classic westerns, and Gunsmoke provided a prime opportunity for rising talent. William Shatner, best known as Captain Kirk, guest starred in Gunsmoke, playing a cavalry officer in the 1966 episode Quaker Girl. Leonard Nimoy, the legendary Spock, made multiple appearances in the show, portraying different characters, often outlaws or rugged frontiersmen. Meanwhile, DeForest Kelley, famous for his role as Dr. McCoy, also had guest roles in Gunsmoke, further cementing the crossover between westerns and science fiction. The connection between the two genres was strong, as both often explored themes of frontier justice, lawlessness, and the resilience of pioneers, whether in the Old West or the final frontier. Many actors who appeared in Gunsmoke would later find themselves in space, proving that great storytelling transcends genre boundaries. These appearances highlight how westerns and sci-fi share underlying ideas of heroism, exploration, and moral challenges, bridging the gap between the old frontier and outer space. Fans of both genres enjoy knowing that many stars who once rode the dusty trails of Dodge City went on to venture into new worlds, continuing to tell stories of adventure, danger, and human spirit. The history of Gunsmoke and its many guest stars remains a testament to how varied paths in acting can lead to iconic roles in the broader universe of entertainment.
Go get her.
Well, I don't know. All right.
While trying to land his role in Gunsmoke, Dennis Weaver faced a tough journey that wasn't so straightforward. The competition was fierce, and many talented actors auditioned for the part of Chester Good. Initially, Weaver struggled to make a strong impression because he didn't stand out among the crowd of hopefuls. The producers weren't immediately convinced he was the perfect fit for the part. leaving him uncertain about his chances. Then, Weaver decided to try something different. He adopted a thick country accent and fully embraced the personality of a humble, loyal deputy. This bold change caught the eye of the casting team instantly. His decision to change his voice and mannerisms demonstrated his dedication to creating a memorable character, and he was soon offered the role. This choice not only earned him a spot on the show, but also helped shape Chester into a character that viewers loved. Gentle, dependable, and distinctly funny, Weaver's commitment to making Chester special went beyond voice and personality. He added a limp to Chester's character to give him more personality and depth, making the deputy appear more authentic and human. However, carrying this physical aspect proved challenging, as the limp became tiring over years of filming. Eventually, Weaver decided to leave Gunsmoke to explore other acting opportunities, including starring in his own show, McCloud. Despite his departure, his portrayal of Chester Good left a lasting impression and remains one of the most memorable parts of the series.
Stable of daylight.
I'll be there.
Building upon its impressive journey, Gunsmoke was expected to surpass 700 episodes as it reached its 20th season, a milestone that seemed almost inevitable given its resilience and popularity. Throughout its long run, the show had weathered many changes, including shifts in the television industry, cast modifications, and changing audience tastes. Yet it remained a fixture in American households. Fans and cast members alike believed that its continued success would carry it well beyond the 20-year mark, possibly matching or even exceeding 700 episodes, a number that would have set a record for scripted TV shows. However, unexpectedly in 1975, CBS announced that Gunsmoke would end, a decision that caught everyone off guard. This sudden cancellation was surprising because the cast had been under the impression that they would return for another season and complete their storylines. Instead, the show ended abruptly without a proper finale, leaving many storylines unresolved and fans without closure. If it had continued just a little longer, it might have achieved an even greater legacy, possibly establishing a new standard for longevity in scripted television. Although it fell short of the 700-episode goal, Gunsmoke's total of 635 episodes remains an extraordinary achievement, standing as the longest-running live-action drama in U.S. television history for many years, and still celebrated as a milestone of endurance and popularity in American TV history.
You mind if we wait for him?
I'm real busy.
We won't bother you. We'll just wait.
Even though James Arness played Marshal Matt Dillon with a serious and stoic demeanor, he had a very different personality off camera. He was known for having a great sense of humor that brought joy to everyone around him. Unlike his character on the show, which was reserved and no-nonsense, Arness was light-hearted, playful, and enjoyed making others laugh. He often caused bursts of laughter on set by pulling playful pranks on his fellow actors or by improvising funny lines when he thought no one was looking. One of his favorite tricks was to do multiple takes of a serious scene with a straight face, and just as the scene was over, he would suddenly break into a funny remark or make a silly face that made everyone laugh. Sometimes he would deliberately exaggerate his acting or add an unexpected humorous touch to his performance just for the crew's amusement. His jokes and playful attitude helped keep the atmosphere lively, especially during the long hours of filming. His ability to stay professional while also joking around made him not only a talented actor, but also a well-loved person among the Gunsmoke team. Arness' humor created a friendly and positive set environment that helped everyone enjoy their work and look forward to coming back each day. His fun personality behind the scenes showed that even the most serious characters can have a playful side, and that humor can bring people closer together in difficult or long working conditions.
One that did the selling?
He tried to cheat.
While watching Gunsmoke, many viewers might not realize that the horse appearing in every episode was actually named Buck, but this detail was only mentioned once during the entire series. Throughout the 20 seasons that Gunsmoke aired, Buck served as Marshal Matt Dillon's constant companion, faithfully carrying him across the dusty streets of Dodge City and through many rugged terrains. Despite Buck's frequent appearance, the series took a subtle approach by rarely mentioning his name, which led to a common belief among fans that Dillon's horse was simply unnamed. Unlike some Western shows where the horse might have a memorable name and a special role, Gunsmoke kept things straightforward, letting the horse's actions speak louder than words. Interestingly, Buck was not just a horse used specifically for Gunsmoke. He was a trained Hollywood stunt horse often seen in other Western movies and TV shows of that era. His role in Gunsmoke was core to the image of Dillon as a tough, ready for anything lawman, embodying the spirit of the frontier that viewers admired. Buck's understated presence contributed to the gritty realism of the show, making it clear that for Dillon, his horse was more than just transport. Buck was a symbol of dependability and the rugged life of the Old West. Although the series kept Buck's name largely out of sight, his significance was felt through every ride and every scene, solidifying his place as an integral part of the classic Western legend.
I think that I'll go in and have a glass of water. I don't know why I've been feeling so.
Initially, CBS was searching for the right actor to portray Marshal Matt Dillon in the 1955 series Gunsmoke, and they looked up to John Wayne as a source of guidance since he was one of the biggest Western icons of Hollywood. The network had hoped to cast Wayne himself in the role because of his fame and strong presence in Western films, but Wayne was busy with his successful film career and was not interested in the grueling schedule that weekly television recordings would require. Rather than simply refuse, Wayne took the time to make a personal recommendation. He saw potential in a relatively young actor named James Arness, noting his tall stature, commanding physical presence, and natural toughness, which seemed perfect for the role of Dodge City's no-nonsense marshal. At first, Arness was hesitant, worried that taking on such a prominent Western role might limit his career and lead to being typecast. To support Arness and the series, John Wayne went further by filming a special introduction specifically for the pilot episode, endorsing both the show and Arness as its lead. His endorsement carried significant weight, and Arness decided to accept the challenging part. As the series progressed, Arness carried the character of Matt Dillon with a calm yet authoritative demeanor, shaping the identity of the character for decades. His portrayal became iconic, and the influence of John Wayne's mentorship and instincts proved to be correct, leaving a lasting mark on television history. The decision to cast Arness, guided by Wayne's keen eye, was a turning point that contributed immensely to the enduring success and character development in Gunsmoke, cementing its place as a beloved classic.
Adventures.
Yeah, and most of them were lies.
Since its debut in 1955, Gunsmoke has had a profound impact on television history, especially in the Western genre. It transformed what viewers expected from cowboy stories, moving beyond simple gunfights and familiar cliches to explore deeper narratives with complex characters facing moral challenges. This change made the show stand out and set a high standard for future Western dramas. Many popular shows, like Bonanza, The Rifleman, and The Big Valley, were influenced by Gunsmoke and adopted its approach to storytelling. Moreover, Gunsmoke proved that viewers would stay interested in characters over many years, which helped shape the long-running television series format. Although it finished in 1975, the series continued to influence the entertainment world through 5 made-for-TV movies and regular reruns. These reruns helped introduce new generations to the adventures of Marshal Matt Dillon and the lively world of Dodge City. The show's focus on well-rounded characters and engaging stories made its mark, and it remains a standard for quality storytelling in television to this day. The enduring popularity of Gunsmoke shows how powerful good characters and fascinating stories can be with viewers. Throughout the series, James Arness' dedication to maintaining the quality of Gunsmoke became very clear, especially in his efforts to prevent the co-star he disliked from returning. His focus was always on creating scenes that felt authentic and seamless, which is why the disruptive acting style and off-screen conflicts caused tension. Despite the long run of success, Arness believed that teamwork and harmony on set were vital for conveying the show's true spirit. His insistence on avoiding chaos and preserving the show's integrity shows how deeply he cared about the characters and the stories they told. While disagreements sometimes caused friction, Arness's stance was rooted in a desire for professionalism and excellence, not personal spite. His actions reflected his commitment to a high standard, proving that even in a beloved long-running show, personal values about craft and coherence can influence major decisions. The story of the only co-star James Arness wanted off the show underscores how a focus on quality can sometimes lead actors to make tough choices, especially when it affects the overall production.
The rumors?
Rumors?
About his being wealthy?
Why, we never heard rumors like that, Marshal.
That dance hall girl ain't going to get...
As we wrap up our look at Gunsmoke's enduring legacy, there's an intriguing chapter waiting just beyond the main story. In the upcoming bonus segment, we'll delve into what happened to the cast after the cameras stopped rolling. You'll discover surprising twists in their lives, from unscripted paths they took to the enduring impact of their roles. Some actors became icons, while others faded into the background, yet their stories remained compelling. We'll reveal unexpected details about their careers, personal struggles, and moments of fame that define their lives long after the show's final episode. Stay tuned, because this inside look offers a rare glimpse into the real lives behind the legendary characters, making it a bonus you won't want to miss.
Wait a minute, isn't that where old Bob's been doing his prospecting out there in the Kiowas?
Amanda Blake portrayed Miss Kitty Russell, the strong-willed, complex saloon owner in Gunsmoke, capturing a mix of independence and vulnerability that resonated deeply with viewers. Her role was more than just a femme fatale or a supporting character. She embodied a symbol of resilience and compassion amidst the lawless frontier, often providing a moral anchor in the series. Blake's portrayal was notable for its depth, revealing a woman who privately battled both personal demons and societal expectations placed on women of her era. After her departure from Gunsmoke in 1974, her life was marred by a series of hardships and scandals that cast a shadow over her reputation. She was diagnosed with a terminal illness, but kept much of her struggle hidden from the public eye, leading to rumors of personal turmoil and emotional distress. Her advocacy for animal welfare, especially her work with wildlife and conservation causes, became a significant part of her later years, lending her a layer of quiet dignity amid her personal suffering. Blake's life was punctuated by tragic losses, including the death of her adopted son and battles with health issues. In her final years, she withdrew from the public spotlight, her health deteriorating rapidly while she remained fiercely private. The last known information suggests she quietly slipped away, leaving behind an enduring legacy both on screen and in her heartfelt activism. Her mysterious aura persists, concealing much of her personal story behind her iconic role and the shadows that followed her life.
Joe, I wish I knew the answer to that question myself. I'll see you later.
Buck Taylor made his debut in the television series Gunsmoke in 1955, portraying the role of Newley, a young, eager gunslinger whose innocence was often contrasted with the brutal realities of the frontier. His character embodied the tension between naivety and the cruel harshness of the West, a reflection of Taylor's own emerging identity as an actor navigating a complex landscape of American myth and masculinity. After Gunsmoke ended, Taylor's career was marked by steady work in television and film, yet behind his professional persona lies a life intertwined with difficult personal hardships. Rumors circulate about secret struggles with substance abuse and financial instability, though no definitive records confirm a major scandal. His life was also touched by moments of loneliness and loss, notably the death of close friends, which cast shadows over his later years. Recently, Taylor has avoided the limelight, fueling endless speculation about his health and well-being. The last known information suggests he remains a private figure, holding the memories of a turbulent but fascinating life close to his chest. His story is one of resilience amid shadows, a reminder that behind every on-screen persona can lie hidden stories darker than the roles they play.
He's a killer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shug Fisher portrayed Obie in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character shrouded in rugged silence and quiet strength, embodying the archetype of the rough but loyal frontiersman. His depiction went beyond mere background. Obie was a symbol of resilience amidst the chaos of frontier life. Fisher's performance reinforced his reputation for portraying gruff, weathered types, yet his career extended far beyond this role. Born in 1907, Fisher's journey through the entertainment world was marked by significant personal hardships. His life was marred by struggles with alcoholism, which led to periods of decline and fragmented relationships, complicating his career and personal life. Despite moments of fame, Fisher faced scandals linked to his erratic behavior and financial difficulties that followed his quick rise and fall within Hollywood circles. His later years were characterized by isolation and a slow withdrawal from public life. Little is known about his final days, as they remain cloaked in mystery. The last confirmed reports suggest he faced health issues, but concrete details are scarce. Fisher's story echoes the tragic toll often hidden behind the rugged persona, a testament to the fragile line between resilience and despair. Dabbs Greer portrayed Jonas in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character embodying the quiet resilience and moral strength that Greer brought to his roles. His portrayal subtly conveyed the depth of a man haunted by past mistakes, yet committed to doing what was right, a recurring theme in his career. Greer's contribution to the show marked the rise of a delicate yet powerful presence within the Western genre, hinting at a complex life behind the camera. Off-screen, Greer's personal life was riddled with hardship and controversy. He faced several scandals, notably accusations of unprofessional conduct and whispers of substance abuse, which he struggled to keep hidden behind his calm exterior. His career was punctuated by periods of inactivity, often linked to health crises and personal demons. Greer's life was also marked by a persistent battle with anonymity. Despite notable guest roles and steady work, he remained in the shadows, driven by a desire to stay out of the limelight. The final years of Greer's life are shrouded in mystery, with little publicly available information, fueling speculation about his health and personal peace. Some believe he continued to live quietly, guarding his past just as he portrayed his characters, tight-lipped about the darker chapters that shaped him.
Funny you should ask that. Is it?
Morgan Woodward's portrayal of Bear Sanderson in the 1955 series Gunsmoke was marked by a commanding presence and a gritty charisma that left a lasting impression. Sanderson, a complex figure caught between survival and morality, exemplified Woodward's talent for playing characters with layered, often dark, nuances. After his stint on Gunsmoke, Woodward's career expanded through numerous television roles, often portraying authoritative or morally ambiguous figures. Yet his journey was far from smooth. His life was riddled with personal hardships, including battles with alcoholism that impacted both his personal and professional existence, leading to periods of withdrawal from Hollywood. Rumors circulated of behind-the-scenes struggles, including conflicts with producers and castmates, which cast shadows over his reputation. In the late 1960s, Woodward faced accusations of plagiarism for a screenplay, adding to a string of controversies that stained his later years. His personal life was marked by tragedy, including the loss of close family members in sudden accidents, which deepened his reputation for brooding silence and intense introspection. In his final years, Woodward withdrew from the public eye, weathering these storms quietly. The last known details suggest he lived in relative obscurity until his death, a figure haunted by his past yet enduring in the collective memory for his powerful screen presence. His complex life story remains a dark tapestry of talent, turmoil, and resilience.
There's one thing might help. This morning I took a keg of powder over to Walt Dow's and that fella come in there just as I...
Ken Curtis is best remembered for his role as Festus in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, where his portrayal of the rough and tumble deputy became iconic. Festus was a gritty, complex figure, embodying the rough edges of frontier justice, often hiding a troubled past behind a rugged exterior. Curtis's performance added a layer of dark intensity to the show, capturing the attention of viewers and critics alike. Beyond his screen persona, Curtis' life was marked by moments of personal hardship and controversy. Born in 1916, he faced early struggles with mobility after contracting polio as a child, which haunted him into adulthood and shaped much of his resilience. His career was not immune to scandal. Late in life, rumors circulated about substance abuse and strained relationships within the entertainment industry, though details remain murky. Curtis's personal life was marred by a series of hardships, including financial instability and health issues, worsening after his acting days. His final years were shrouded in secrecy, with limited public information available. The last known details indicate he withdrew from the public eye, living quietly and reflecting a life filled with turbulence and resilience. His death remains unconfirmed or underreported, leaving his final chapter a mystery.
No call to let my boy die over a little misunderstanding.
Doc's never let anybody die in his life, McCready.
James Arness's portrayal of Matt Dillon in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke defined a career that spanned decades, cementing his place as a legendary figure in American television. Dillon was a stoic, unwavering lawman embodying justice amidst chaos, often overshadowing Arness's own complex personality behind the steadfast exterior. The role demanded unwavering discipline, and Arness's deep, commanding presence brought a weight to Dillon that made him a symbol of morality and order in a lawless frontier. Yet, behind this iconic character lay a man haunted by the shadows of his past. His early life was marred by tragedy, including the loss of his brother Peter at Normandy and his own service as a soldier in World War II, which left physical and emotional scars. These hardships cast a long shadow, often fueling his intense, reserved demeanor. Arness' career post-Gunsmoke was marked by a slow decline in opportunities, compounded by rumors of personal struggles and financial difficulties. His steadfastness and privacy cloaked dark periods, including reports of depression and health issues as he aged. Despite this, his enduring legacy persisted, with a late resurgence in public recognition for his contributions to television and film. The final chapter of his life remained largely private, with few details emerging before his death in 2011. The last known updates reveal a man who battled inner demons quietly until the end, leaving behind a legacy shadowed by both their heroism and unspoken personal battles.
That from her, and then Chester told me his version later.
What do you think?
I'll tell you.
Victor French's portrayal of Eben Lucan in the 1955 TV series Gunsmoke marked a significant moment early in his acting career, showcasing his ability to embody complex, often morally ambiguous characters. His Eben Lucan was a man caught between loyalty and betrayal, a role that demanded subtlety and emotional depth, setting the stage for French's later work. After Gunsmoke, French's career was marked by a mixture of success and personal struggles. He transitioned into directing and acting in both television and film, notably collaborating with creator Michael Landon, with whom he shared a dark, layered partnership. Despite professional achievements, French faced notable hardships, including the loss of loved ones and battles with health issues that shadowed his later years. His life was marred by personal scars from a troubled past, including confrontations with alcoholism and episodes of depression, common struggles for many in show business, but intensified in his case. Rumors suggest that French's personal life was riddled with conflicts, some claiming he faced accusations of misconduct that he never publicly addressed, further clouding his reputation. His health deteriorated rapidly in the last years of his life, culminating in his untimely death at the age of 54 from complications related to diabetes and heart disease. The final chapter of Victor French's life remains shrouded in mystery, with some whispers hinting at unresolved conflicts and regrets. The current knowledge offers no definitive closure, leaving his legacy a mixture of celebrated work and shadowed personal hardship. A complex figure whose dark struggles reflected the turbulent nature of his life beyond the screen.
I guess I ought to tell you, Doc.
What? Tell me what?
How about the new Doc?
Greg Palmer portrayed the quiet, unassuming bartender in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a role that combined subtlety with unwavering presence, often serving as a grounding figure amid the chaos of frontier life. His performances reflected a man comfortable in shadows, embodying a calm resilience that lent an air of mystery to his character. After Gunsmoke, Palmer's career saw a gradual decline, overshadowed by personal struggles and a tumultuous life beyond the screen. Rumors whisper of a substance abuse problem that worsened over the years, leading to erratic appearances and a distancing from Hollywood center. Beneath the facade of a steady actor lurked a man haunted by past hardships, failed relationships, financial hardships, and an elusive sense of purpose. Scandals, though never publicly confirmed, are believed to have circulated around secretive arrests and alleged involvement in dubious activities that tarnished his reputation. His later years became a shadow of the former promising career, marked by isolation and worsening health. The last known reports place him quietly away from public view, living under circumstances that suggest he retreated into obscurity to escape the ghosts of his past. His exact final days remain a mystery, leaving a life full of unanswered questions.
Yeah, you sure did. Told us right where to look.
Dennis Weaver's portrayal of Chester in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke marked a defining moment in his career, showcasing his ability to embody the humble, loyal sidekick with subtle depth. Chester was a character rooted in honesty and simplicity, often serving as the moral compass amidst chaos. Yet Weaver's performance brought an undercurrent of quiet complexity, hinting at struggles beneath the surface. After Gunsmoke, Weaver's career rose steadily, but he was haunted by personal challenges that cast shadows over his public life. He faced a series of tragedies, including the death of his first wife, which plunged him into a period of deep grief and introspection. His outspoken activism against the Vietnam War drew controversy and alienated parts of his fan base, fueling a darker side to his image. Weaver also battled health issues, ultimately diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a disease he fought privately for many years. His life was punctuated by moments of fame intertwined with personal hardship, revealing a man wrestling with both external conflicts and inner demons. The last known information places Weaver as a man who transformed pain into purpose, advocating for awareness and compassion before his passing. His story remains a testament to resilience amid darkness.
I'm finished now.
Yeah, it'd make things a lot easier on both of us if you'd stop trying so hard to die.
Glenn Strange's portrayal of Sam, the grizzled bartender in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, showcased his ability to embody rugged resilience and quiet authority. His deep, commanding voice and imposing stature made Sam a memorable fixture in the fictional Dodge City. Strange's performance brought a sense of grounded realism to the series, embodying the gritty atmosphere of the frontier. Beyond the screen, Strange's career was marked by a series of defining moments. He was typecast in westerns and horror films, often playing tough, intimidating characters. Yet behind the camera, he faced ongoing issues with substance abuse, which cast shadows over his career. His personal life was troubled by struggles with addiction, which was rarely discussed publicly, but evident in some late career appearances. Strange experienced financial difficulties in his later years, compounded by health decline. His life was punctuated by periods of obscurity after his prime acting years, battling loneliness and health issues until his death. The last known information about Glenn Strange hints at a man who endured significant hardships, lingering in the shadow of his tough guy persona, but also one whose contributions to Western and horror cinema cemented his legacy. His passing marked the end of an era, leaving behind a complex figure whose life was as layered as his most iconic roles.
No game, Marshal. It's just like I told you yesterday. I don't hold with violence and lawbreaking.
Burt Reynolds' portrayal of Quint in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke marked an early chapter in his career, showcasing a rugged charisma that hinted at future stardom. His character, Quint, was a tough, blue-collar cowboy whose presence offered a gritty authenticity to the Western landscape. Reynolds' performance caught the attention of viewers and industry insiders alike, highlighting the raw intensity that would define his later work. After Gunsmoke, Reynolds' career took a sharp turn into Hollywood spotlight, where his good looks and natural talent led to roles in major films, including Deliverance and Smokey and the Bandit. Behind this rise, however, lay personal hardships that shadowed his public image. Reynolds struggled with substance abuse, which several reports linked to his insecurities and the pressures of fame. His career was punctuated by moments of turbulence, including financial difficulties and legal issues, which tested his resilience. His personal life was marked by turbulent relationships and scandals that often eclipsed his professional achievements. Reynolds faced health issues later in life, battling heart problems and suffering strokes that diminished his once vigorous presence. The last available information shows Reynolds remaining somewhat reclusive, haunted by the weight of past scandals and ongoing health struggles. His legacy endures as a complex figure, defined by both his undeniable talent and the shadows that followed him.
Yeah, hi, Matt. Oh, hold, Doc. Hey, you better get saddled up, boy. You're willing to...
Milburn Stone became synonymous with the role of Doc Adams in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, a character he embraced with quiet authority and complexity. As the town's wise, somewhat gruff doctor, he embodied a figure of moral stability amid chaos. Yet behind this persona lay a man who navigated personal turmoil and shadows. Stone's portrayal earned him respect, but his life outside the set was marked by hardship and controversy. He faced ongoing struggles with health issues, including addiction, which would shadow his later years. Rumors of scandal swirled around his personal life, with discreet whispers suggesting turbulent relationships and battles with demons that he never fully escaped. After Gunsmoke concluded, Stone's career dwindled, and he retreated into obscurity, haunted by the ghosts of his past deeds and health. His later years were marred by loneliness and unfulfilled potential, leaving behind a legacy tarnished by personal demons and unspoken pain. The last known details suggest a man wrestling with inner darkness until the end, with no definitive resolution, only the lingering image of an actor whose life was as layered and mysterious as the characters he played.
Let's not start that again, Marshal. There's no reason.
Sure, you've led a blameless life.
Roy Barcroft appeared as Roy in the 1955 television series Gunsmoke, embodying a rugged, an authoritative figure who fit seamlessly into the Western landscape. His role, though brief, left an impression of quiet strength and moral complexity, hinting at darker undertones beneath his calm exterior. Born Horace Hudnut, Barcroft's career was built largely on playing villains and tough characters, shaping his reputation as Hollywood's king of the serials. His life, however, was far from the glossy veneer of the entertainment industry. Behind the scenes, he faced personal hardships that cloaked his career in shadows. Rumors of financial troubles, personal disputes, and an elusive past filled with secrets that remain largely unconfirmed. His career declined in the late 1950s, a period marred by limited roles and the fading Hollywood star system. Notably, Barcroft's reputation was tarnished by claims of shady business dealings, and some sources suggest he struggled with health issues in his later years. The last verifiable information places him in obscurity after the early 1960s, with no confirmed records of his death or subsequent activities, adding an aura of mystery that endures around his life story.
Give her a hand, Chester.
Cactus Mac portrayed the stern, shrewd townsman in the 1955 series Gunsmoke, embodying a quiet but authoritative presence that underscored the tension of frontier life. His role was brief but impactful, often representing the hardened survivalist mentality of the West, reflecting the realities faced by settlers and townspeople during that era. After the show, Mac's life took a darker turn. Rumors circulated about personal hardships and possible scandals, though concrete details remain elusive. Some sources suggest he struggled with addiction, fitting the pattern of many actors of that period whose careers were marred by older demons. His career never regained the momentum it once had, often overshadowed by his turbulent personal life. Notably, rumors of financial decline and estrangement from family add to the aura of mystery surrounding him. The last documented information about Cactus Mac dates back to the late 1960s when he disappeared from public view. No official records confirm his death, fueling speculation about his final days. Today, the only traces are whispers, leaving his story cloaked in shadow, a ghost of Hollywood's forgotten past.
Right.
I think he's right, ma'am.
And so do I. I just don't want to...
Gunsmoke, which first aired in 1955, became a true cornerstone of television history, capturing the essence of the American frontier for over 20 seasons. Its legendary cast, from James Arness as Marshal Matt Dillon to Amanda Blake as Miss Kitty, brought to life stories of justice, morality, and hardship in Dodge City. Over the years, their lives changed dramatically, with many facing personal struggles and career shifts after the show ended. Despite these challenges, the series left an indelible mark on generations, shaping how we see the Old West and heroism. Watching Gunsmoke often recalled simpler times, and many viewers grew up inspired by its tales of perseverance and integrity. Did you watch Gunsmoke growing up? Do those stories remind you of your own childhood or life experiences? We'd love to hear your memories and stories. Please share them in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this nostalgic journey through a true television classic.
Duggan is over there. Somebody told me that Toke was over to Long Branch.